Let's play Texas Rangers Immaculate Grid here on the Texas Rangers Clubhouse. Hey there, my name is Jeff Bates. This is Texas Rangers Clubhouse, where we play Texas Rangers Immaculate Grid. We talk Texas Rangers, we talk Major League Baseball, and all things related to the great game that is baseball. We take the Immaculate Grid, we play the game, and we add Texas Rangers to it. So for instance, today, we've got the Blue Jays, the Padres, and 100 RBIs across the top. We've got our Rangers, the Mariners, and the Twins along the left side, and we add Texas Rangers to that wherever we need to. Today, they made it a little easier for us, putting the Texas Rangers as one of the grids. Let's get going today here on the Texas Rangers Clubhouse. Okay, let's get right to the game. Top left, we've got the Blue Jays and the Rangers to start off our grid today. Marcus Semien, one of my favorite players to watch today. I had season tickets last year, 20-game package, where I sat up along the left field line. But I had a couple tickets where I sat down in the lower bowl. I sat near first base a couple times. Got to watch the pregame warm-ups where Corey Seager and Marcus Semien did their warm-up thing. Semien would toss the ball up in the stands, and I just kind of really enjoyed that. So I got tickets for 2024 down there for Marcus Semien, and just watching the pregame warm-ups, really, I enjoyed it a lot. So Marcus Semien is one of the reasons that I'm spending way more money in 2024. But Marcus Semien is the top left. He's just one of my favorites to watch. The Padres and the Rangers are the top row center grid today. A lot of people could go there. Could have went with Travis Jankowski, who was on the team last year, but I went with Ian Kinsler. Why? One of the great Rangers of all time. I loved Ian. I loved watching him play. Certainly an all-time great for the Texas Rangers. Ian Kinsler is our center top grid today. Rangers 100 RBI seasons. There was a bunch of choices, obviously, but I like to go with current players when I can. Mr. Was it the ALCS MVP? Whatever. Playoff RBI stud Adolis Garcia. Fits nicely right there. He's a Ranger. He's got 100 RBI season the last 2 seasons, and he's one of my favorite players to watch. And I will be right down his way in 2024. Center row now, we got the Mariners and the Blue Jays on the left side. Omar Vizquel. I think he's on the Hall of Fame ballot for the first time this year. I'm pretty sure he won't get in. One of the great defensive wizards at shortstop of my era. He did play with us for a while. He was a Blue Jay, he was a Mariner, and he is our Immaculate Grid center left square today. Center cut today, he was a Padre, he was a Mariner, and there's a lot of people you could go with here. But when you can go with CY, you need to go with CY. But you need to be careful when you're playing Immaculate Grid and you go with CY. Here's why. There's two. There was 2 Chris Youngs, and they basically played in the same exact time. So you got to be careful who you're putting in there if you're really playing the game. 0.2% on the rarity, so he's a fun one to use. He's our GM. He's the reason we have, one of many reasons, but a main reason why we get a World Series ring this year. He was a Padre when I was in San Diego. He was a Mariner. He was a Ranger. He is our center cut today. General Manager Chris Young. 100 RBI season and a Mariner to finish off the center row. A-Rod's pretty easy one. There's a bunch of people that you could put there. Well, there's a few people you could put there. A-Rod is the most obvious. And that's who I put there, bringing us to the bottom row where you've got the Blue Jays and the Twins. And again, for our game, you got to add in the Texas Rangers. Ruben Sierra, it's a 0.2% for the grid. He was a Blue Jay, he was a Twin, and of course, he was with us, Texas Ranger. When you get those guys who are mostly Rangers but played on a couple other teams, you get the nice rarity score. I don't really care about the rarity score, but people do. I used to play the Texas Ranger version and just one for fun. Now I'm just kind of doing this one because, well, I love it. Center of the bottom row, he was a Padre, he was a Twin, he was the Angels manager. He is Phil Nevin. He's not a manager anymore. He'll probably be a third base coach somewhere this year. Who knows where. He was the Angels manager. He interviewed in San Diego. He played here for the Rangers, and he's a 1%er. Center, bottom row, Phil Nevin. We'll end up the grid today with the Twins, 100 RBI season, and of course a Ranger, Nelly Cruz. Nelly Cruz could have fit. I mean, he was a Ranger, he was a Mariner, he was a Twin, he was a Padre. He could have fit everywhere in this grid. Pretty likely answer for a lot of things here. And by the way, he had 100 RBIs for a lot of teams. Nelly Cruz finishes off our grid. That gives us a grid of Semien, Kinsler, Garcia, Vizquel, Young, the big tall one. A-Rod, Sierra, Nevin, and Nelly Cruz. That was it. It was a lot of fun today. I had a good time. I hope you did too. Let me know. Do you play Immaculate Grid? I've been putting them out towards the end or even the day after just to not screw up everybody else's grid. So I hope I didn't screw up anybody's grid today as I post this before the end of the day when you could be playing your grid. Thanks for watching. I'm having a good time in the off season playing the Immaculate Grid Texas Ranger style with you and doing some other stuff too. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and have the best day ever. Talk to you next time here on the Texas Rangers Clubhouse.